Okay, now what I'm going to do is show you how to use our Touchpoint Math. Every child in here is using Touchpoint Math, and all of our kids have these little Touchpoint cheat cards that they use in their workstations when they're doing independent work. We also have them hanging around the room, and our older kids, kindergarten and up, they don't necessarily have to have these anymore, but our little kids are learning placement and where the dots go. Let me give you a little history behind the reason we're doing touch points. A lot of times our kiddos, when we use manipulatives and they're trying to use them as counters, then the counter becomes a distractor. So if you have dinosaurs for them to count, they're playing with the dinosaurs instead of counting them. Or you have the bears and they're focused more on playing with them. And then a lot of times they spend a lot of time, these fall off the table, and so then they're having to pick them up, and so their focus is interrupted. So touch points takes the place of any counters that you're gonna have. Our little kids are learning the placements of the dots. So we are using manipulatives for that. And you can use anything. I have teddy bears out this morning. You could use pennies, you could use dinosaurs, you could use blocks, you could use Legos, whatever you have at home is fine. What you wanna do is they're just learning that a number 1 has 1 object on it. And a number 2 has 2. 1, 2, and a number 3, 1, 2, 3, and a number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's all they're doing right now in pre-K. 1 through 5 is learning the placement of the dots. And then another thing that you can do with that, if you don't even want to use counters, is that you can have them count the dots. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could also with your finger, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you may be thinking, well, I don't have those dots at home, and that's okay. You don't have to have those dots at home. You have a picture of this on the Google Classroom. And so once you do that, then as a parent, you can use shaving cream writing. You could write on the table with markers, wipe off the washable markers will wipe off of your table. You can use scratch paper. You could go outside and do sidewalk chalk. And you would do the numbers. So you would write your number. And then as the parent, or you can help your child if you want to, you can do the dots. 1, and then you can have them counting. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's many ways that you can do that. Don't feel like just because you don't have a sheet of this in your hands that you can't still do it. I will put a copy of this on the classroom page for you so that you can get to that. It will also be on this video so that you can see it. Once the kids learn how to, the placement, then we start adding numbers. And so a simple addition problem, if they're going to start off with, is it's going to show 3 plus 2. And so you're going to put the dots on there for the kids right now. What I find is that if we try to let them put the dots on them, they make their dots really big like this. And then they can't count them. They have no idea how many dots are actually there. So I have found it's easier if I help them place the dots on their paper, a good way to do that is with a marker, a washable marker, and you can just touch it and it'll go on there. So if I go back to 3 plus 2, and then I'm going to change and I'm going to do 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my answer is 5. And all I did was count dots. I can do one that's even bigger. I can do 5. I'm going to go that small. Let's do 5 plus 5. And once again, here's my dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's where I got my answer. Some of your kiddos are going to want to count their fingers. If you make them a problem, and what you're doing is, as a parent, you're creating the problem. I'm not going to give you a worksheet that has a lot of numbers on there. You're going to just come up with these on your own. And so, but if you give them 5 plus 5, and you see them going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, remind them to use their touch points. You can count on your fingers for a certain amount of numbers, but once you get into the bigger numbers, it makes it harder to count on your fingers, and then they are at a loss and they don't know what to do. So we're trying to train them to always use their touch points. So remember, pre-K kiddos, you're just learning the placement of the dots. And then our kindergarten kiddos are starting to add using simple addition. Some of our kiddos in 1st grade and 2nd grade are using a little more complex adding. And let me show you what it looks like when you get to a number above 5. A 6, 7, 8, and 9, the dots look different. If you notice right here, I don't know if you can tell, but on that button you can probably see better right here. You have a dot and a circle, and a dot and a circle. So if you have a number that has a dot and a circle, you count it 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So a dot and a circle, you have to remember to count it 2 times. So if you have, I'm going to change my color here, make it green. On a 6, you have a dot and a circle, and a dot and a circle, and a dot and a circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one can be different ways. They do it a little bit different. You can go ahead and do 7, 8, 9, or sometimes you'll see it where one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sort of like a smiley face in the middle of that 9. And either way is fine. So when you get ready to add, then if you have plus 5, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that's your answer. Now, eventually what they're going to want you to do is take those circles away. So let me show you what that looks like. If you have number 7 plus 5, and if you didn't need your circles, and I have some kids that are able to do this right now, you could do it from memory. You know where the circles are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And your answer is 12. Or sometimes in the beginning, they will give you the dots for one number. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so you say 7. You don't have to count the dots on a 7 because you know there's 7 dots. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And your answer was 12. So most all of your kids are here in your first graders. First graders, most all of them are counting like this. In fact, I think all of them are counting like this. They say the first number and then they count the dots on the second number, and it makes it a little bit easier. Some of the kindergarten kiddos are still they need dots on both numbers. And the pre-K kids, once again, are just learning locations of dots. All right, I hope y'all show your parents what you know. Everyone knows about touch points. We're all using touch points. Whether you're 3 or whether you're 8, you're all using touch points.